What's up guys, Ryan here from MudGunner, and today we are going to be talking about courses and matches that I think are beneficial to you as a shooter. Whether you're new to this or pretty well experienced, I think these are all great things to at least think about and consider doing. And kind of what got me started on this topic for today is while I'm doing this video, my girlfriend Gabrielle, who has been on the channel a few times, she's actually taking the Arizona Conceal Carry course right now in the other room on the computer, which is cool because for a while it used to be like an 8-hour course in Arizona where it was like 4 hours of class and then 4 hours of shooting, at least so I've been told. And then at one point it was just 4 hours of class, which is what I did. But right now she is doing a 3-hour online course, which is cool. I think that's awesome. Obviously more time and more information is very important, but I know there's a lot of people that are busy out there, so if you really only have 3 hours to spend, and it looks like you can do this over a couple sessions, so you don't have to spend an entire 3-hour block doing it, but that's what she's gonna do right now. And she is doing this class through AZ CCW Online, so if you're looking to check them out, go check that out. And yeah, I'm actually kind of excited to see her do this, and I just kind of glanced, and it looks like Tim Forshee is the one that's teaching the class in the video, which is awesome because when I took my Conceal Carry class, I actually got his card, so I keep it here in my wallet. And one thing that I think is important, I carry his card, which has all the stuff to do if you're ever involved in a shooting on the back, plus his information because he's an attorney. I have my ID, and then I have my Conceal Carry card. So yeah, I think those are important to have. And whether your state requires Conceal Carry or not, like ours does not, I live in Arizona, I think it's good information because it can't hurt, in my opinion. Like if you ever are involved in a shooting, one, taking the Conceal Carry class, you at least learn all of the laws for the state that you live in, what happens if you use a gun, because you know using the gun is potentially easy, right? Like it's just pulling the trigger, but what happens after that, that could change your life and could change someone else's life. So I think it's very important to get that class or at least education on it because every bullet has a lawyer behind it, just know that. But I won't dig too much into that, just I recommend taking the Conceal Carry class, whether you take it here or in another state, it is worth it. But I also wanted to talk about like shooting classes, courses, matches, whatnot. I've only done a few. So I actually have this cool little binder here. And my plan over the years was to, you know, fill it up with all these courses that I've taken. Like here's my Conceal Carry class course. Here is my adaptive firearms course or adaptive carbine course from Adaptive Firearms in Tucson, Arizona. That was a lot of fun. And then right behind it, I got my IFAC course from Independence Training. So my plan, I only have the 3 there. Other stuff is not courses. My plan is to eventually fill this up. Now, courses can add up over time. Like, I mean, the rifle course, a couple $100. The IFAC course was a couple $100. The Conceal Carry course is relatively inexpensive. It's like $60. But yeah, this is like my post-high school education. So I don't mind telling you guys, I didn't go to college, but I still want to further my knowledge for my passions in life, which is guns. So newsflash, I'm probably not going to be a teacher or engineer or anything, but I really want to work in the gun industry. So I definitely don't think there's any problems with getting more education. You know, some people pay for college. I'd rather pay for knowledge on gun stuff. So it's just personal preference. But I see a lot of value in doing this type of stuff. Now, I've been very fortunate that I've met a lot of cool people over the years. So I would say I've gotten like free training from people that are pretty knowledgeable on the subject. So I have a little bit of an advantage, but you can actually gain that advantage over time. So one thing that I like and what I was doing early on was I was doing a lot of like matches here and there, whether it be pistol matches or rifle matches. You can make friends at those matches that are more knowledgeable than you, and you know, if you become friends or you know shoot with them regularly, you can pick up a lot of skill. Now there's a lot of different classes obviously, and I might go on a few different tangents, but like, or courses maybe, but not classes, but there's normally weekly pistol matches that happen here in Arizona, and I'm sure they happen in other states too. You have IDPA matches and USPSA matches. I think the USPSA is the more like advanced one, like race gun type shooters, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But there are like basic matches. And what's nice about these matches is you can show up as a beginner. Now you might get outclassed by a lot of people, but that's okay. You're just there to gain like the knowledge and the experience. I think there's definitely a level of like foundation that's required to go do a match. Like you got to be safe with the gun, know how to use it kind of thing. So if you're not comfortable with that yet, maybe take like a class. A lot of ranges offer classes. At least here in Arizona, there's Independence Training. I've taken their course. Down south in Tucson, there's Adaptive Firearms. Those are just 2 of the companies that I've personally taken a course from, but I don't have a lot of course experience. I've just shot with a lot of people that run these things. So again, I have a little bit of an advantage on that, but I still highly recommend learning from individuals like that. So yeah, once you have that basic firearms understanding, whether it be with a pistol or a rifle, you can go do matches and you will pick up skill and confidence doing the matches. Now, when you're running a pistol, Again, there's different levels of it, right? And this is where it kind of gets weird. Like there's the competition side of shooting, there's the tactical side of shooting, there's a lot of other things, but I kind of fall to those, more of the tactical side definitely. But when you do a lot of competition style pistol matches, you definitely can gain a lot of skill when shooting a handgun. Now, there are some things that don't translate as well to the tactical side, like bad habits that I didn't even know was a thing. Like there are bad habits from the competition side that the tactical side doesn't like, and then the tactical side that the competition side doesn't like. It's kind of weird. And then setups as well. Like you'll notice my belt setup is definitely more tactical, but anytime I've done any competition, I run this belt because my lifestyle revolves more around the tactical side. Now, tactical doesn't mean military or law enforcement. I know the belt makes it look like that, but it is perfectly okay to be on the tactical side when it comes to being a civilian. And it's fun. Like I really enjoy it and I like it as a hobby, but I also take it seriously. So when I do a match, I would rather run my battle belt than set up a specific competition belt. They are both expensive in their own way. Like this holster is expensive. The like really high-end competition holsters is expensive, and the difference would be like the level of like retention of your gun. Not that the competition style holsters don't retain it, but it's a lot less going on there. It's the bare minimum to hold your gun to your body, but it wouldn't be ideal for the tactical side if you had to like climb over things, you know, be involved in any sort of like fighting, which is why law enforcement, military use stuff like this because people can't grab their guns. Like there is a difference between a specifically tactical holster and a competition holster, but what's nice about the tactical is you can use it for that. So that's why I like them. But yeah, mag pouches, there's a little bit more retention on the mag pouches for the tactical stuff too. So kind of figure out what base you want and then go from there. Like even my girlfriend's belt setup right here, hers is very basic. She has a pistol holster and then she has 2 mag pouches. That is it. And that's what she's been learning with. And that will work for either a tactical match or a pistol competition. And then same thing with rifles. You can start with bare bones. Like this is my dedicated rifle for matches. And if you're wondering who it's from Dignity Defense. They're here in Arizona. And I like it. Now it is set up specifically for the tactical games that I've done a couple times now. The only thing I'm missing that like would make it more practical for all around, like, you know, self-defense fighting style rifle too would be a light, but I don't plan on putting a light on here because I don't use it for that. Now, if I go do a match that requires night shooting, I'm gonna throw a light on there. But yeah, this one I have built up specifically for match shooting, but let's say you don't want to do match shooting, you want more like the CQB style guns, you could do that too. And what's nice about a lot of these matches is you can find a match that allows you to use your, you know, home defense setup for that match. Basically what I'm trying to get at is there's so many different ways you can go about this, but the bare minimum would be, you know, having the knowledge on how to shoot it, whether it be a rifle or a pistol. And then the base setups for rifles would be like an optic and a sling. Like that is the base setup. You need to have a sling so you can hold it while you're moving and shooting and whatnot, or if you have to stow the rifle. And then pistol-wise, the base setup would be a holster. You don't even necessarily have to have a mag pouch for either one at certain competitions. You can store them in your pockets. I still see people do this all the time. They have just a sling for their rifle, they store their mags in their pockets, or they have just a holster for their pistol, not even a belt setup. Like they just run a holster on their side and then they store mags in their pocket. So you can start off as cheap as you want or as expensive as you want, but I think it's good to start at some point and just build up the confidence and the muscle memory with doing it, because shooting is like one of those things. Like I did a skydiving course for my birthday this year. It was an indoor skydiving course. I did it one time. I got a little certificate saying that I did it. Gabrielle actually got it for me for my birthday, which was awesome. I've never done indoor skydiving, but that certificate doesn't mean anything if I'm not consistently doing it. Like I can't go and say, oh yeah, I'm skydive certified. Like no, like you have to continue with the education in it to be proficient with it, which I'm not. It was fun to do. And if that's all you want to take from shooting, like if you want to go do it one time just to say you did it, that's fine. That's kind of how I see skydiving. But for me, I take it seriously, so I want to continue to do it, continue to learn new things. And I notice my guns or my kit has kind of evolved over the years as I learn more. So yeah, basically any type of like, again, IDPA or US PSA shooting, that's a good way to build some handgun skills. And then I don't know what the rifle matches are called. I know there's like 2-gun, which would be pistol rifle. There's 3-gun, which would add a shotgun. I've never done any type of 3-gun match. I would really like to at some point. But I have done basically tactical matches. So I've posted, I think, one on my channel so far, which was the Independence Day action rifle match. That one was cool. It was on the 4th of July. So that involved just a rifle. But I've also done the tactical games, which I haven't posted any of those videos. But that involves rifle and pistol in full kit. So that's with my battle belt. That's with a plate carrier. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. And then just, I've done a lot of side matches. I have friends that teach this stuff for a living, or do courses for a living. So maybe not even teach, so they just run matches for a living. And I've gone out to a bunch of those. So even though I don't have the paper that says I did them, I did them. I even have like mostly Instagram videos from some of them. But yeah, I do those as often as I can because one, it keeps my skills relevant, and I could try it with a variety of guns, right? I could try it with my home defense gun, one match, maybe trying to set up a different gun and make sure it works for me. If you only have one gun, right, like a lot of people start off with just one, it's good to continue running that same one, which my main one would be my Scar 16. You guys see me post my Scar 16 all the time. I run that one the most because I want to be the most proficient with it. So I guess I'm also kind of known for that at the matches out here, or the shoots. I always bring my Scar 16 or my 17. So I do have a favorite that I run, and that would be it. But yeah, again, if you're just trying to get really proficient with one handgun or one rifle, just continue to take those to matches. And I think you will pick up skills, you'll pick up friends. I got into guns in 2015, and I feel like since 2015, like that's a long time ago, it's like almost 10 years ago, but at the same time, it's not that long. And I feel like I've gained so much knowledge in those 10 years because I've kept my feet in the water the entire time. I've made friends, I've shot with, people that were way better shooters than me, or continue to shoot with people that are like way more knowledgeable than me on the subject. So I feel like I'm always learning, and there's definitely no limit on how much you can take it. So I think that's kind of where I want to leave it. Oh, and then as far as like, let's say you want to take it seriously, magazine holders, you can either run belt mounted ones for your rifle like this, whether it's tactical or just straight up competition. But let's say you want to go like more tactical, you can get into chest rigs or plate carriers. Plate carriers would hold plates. I've done videos on my belt. I've done videos on my chest rig, on my plate carrier. So if you're looking for that, go check out on my channel. There's pros and cons of all of it. I have done a lot of videos on that. This video is more just talking about like matches and courses, stuff like that. But there are a lot of good training companies out there too. So depending on your state, just look them up. Maybe join a local like shooting group on Facebook, or go to your gun stores and ask them like, hey, who do you recommend for courses or matches or training, stuff like that. We all pick what we want to spend our money on, right? Like, again, I didn't go to college, but I still feel like I'm paying for, information in the field that I want to work in the rest of my life, whether it be for ammo for the guns or the courses or shooting matches, the gas to get there. That is like my tuition to go be able to shoot and learn. So yeah, we all pick what we want to dedicate our lives to. This is just what I chose for me. So I hope that helps you guys out. I'm looking forward to go like hop in on this class with Gabriel, because again, I think the Arizona Conceal Carry course is awesome. I think it's worth doing. And then I'm happy that it's actually Tim Forshee that's in the video teaching her, because I know he's a very legit guy. I've heard about him for years now. So she's taken that through AZ CCW online. This is our first experience with them, so I don't know much other than that. But yeah, it seems like it's nice so far. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for my next video.